What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of World Building with DMDave. I am DMDave, and we've been having a bunch of fun this last week. We're getting ready for Pexi's Guide to Emeria, our 5th edition campaign sourcebook about my world of Emeria. And while working on this, I have been crafting a brand new subclass called the Stone Arms, which is a Paladin Oath. If you remember, I've already started up a document, but let me show you again what the artwork looks like. And we've also been getting some other fun artwork from folks like Nacho Lazaro. Our friend Nacho Lazaro. This is from our friend Tony Grazzo of Dire Quest. And then, of course, here's our stone arm here. Arc-heading Spearwooder. Also, these last two are by Pavel Kunk. And then our Overcrow from our friend Dire Quest. And then we have our first look at the Dulons from Joshua David Sarver. So a lot of really cool stuff happening on our way to Emeria. Be sure, before we get too farther into this video, to like and subscribe. And if you aren't already, be sure to follow the Kickstarter link that I've got down in the description, because the first 125 people will be able to get 20% off the 2-book set. So you're definitely going to want to try to get in as fast as possible once we go live on May 5th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the US. All right, let's go ahead and start working on our Paladin again. I'm going to go back to my Google Docs, and I'm going to fetch our document, which is our Stone Arm subclass. I got my books ready down here, which is going to be Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanathar's Guide, and the Player's Handbook to help me with balance. But we've gotten pretty far into this, and we've got a lot of this stuff built so far. I've gone ahead and already added in some of the fluff stuff I already had written. I went ahead and created the tenants section. We remember last time we created our oath spells. We have the stone arm. Now we need to figure out some channel of divinities, our 7th level feature and 15th level feature. But we already have our 20th level feature set, which allows you to turn basically into an elemental. All right, so let's look at what our channel of divinity features look like. Again, I'm going to refer to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything because 5th edition tends to have what's called book creep, where each book is just like marginally more powerful than the last, which ends up attracting more people to it and creating more sales for our friends on the coast. Let's see here. We're going to go to page... Alright, here we go. So I've been looking at just the oaths here to see kind of what they are. Paladins usually have a channel divinity feature. It's just similar to the clerics, except they can't use it as often. But the biggest thing is that they get 2 different powers that they get to use, typically at 3rd level, which powers which uses their channel divinity. It looks like with this one, Oath of Glory, they've got, you can use Channel Divinity as a bonus action to augment your athleticism. For the next 10 minutes, you get bonus on Strength, Athletics, and Dexterity Acrobatics. You can move twice as much, and the distance of your long and high jumps increases. It's pretty cool. And you have Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you deal damage to a creature with your Divine Smite feature, you can use your Channel Divinity as a bonus action, distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice. So pretty much after you bop somebody, you get 2d8 plus your level in the class divided among. So people are like, wow, that was quite the hit. Watchers, let's see what they've got for there. They've got Watcher's Will, use Channel Divinity, action to choose a number of creatures up to your Charisma modifier. They all get advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws. Ooh la la. And then Abjure, the Extra Planner, you can use Channel Divinity to castigate unworldly beings. On a failed save, the creature's turn for 1 minute or until it takes damage. So basically you're turning Aberrations, Celestials, Elementals phase. Okay. So that's good to know. And then the other one that's in the book is... that's it, just the 2. So that gives us a little bit of an idea of how to develop these. Looks like we've got one that boosts... one that's going to be for boosting your combat ability, and another that's more utility. Let's also go ahead and take a look at some of the ones that are in Xanathar's Guide too. Really like to do as much study as possible to get similar abilities. They probably are pretty closely related to spells on a level parity, so since it's 3rd level, it'll probably be equal to like a 2nd level spell, would be my guess. Just a little bit more, probably a touch more powerful, but we'll take a look. Oath of Conquest gets Conquering Presence. You can, as an action, you can force each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet to make a Wiz save or become frightened. Frightened creature can repeat. Okay. Guided Strike, you get a +10 bonus to the attack roll. Okay. That's Conquest. Redemption lets you use your Channel of Divinity, give me a +5 bonus to Charisma Persuasion checks, so basically advantage. And then Rebuke the Violent. You can use your Channel of Divinity to rebuke those who use violence immediately after an attacker within 30 feet. You can use it. Make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage just dealt. Okay. I think we have a good idea of what to do here. Why don't we look at some 2nd level spells that kind of work within... I'm going to go to Donjon, of course, and I want to look at some 2nd level spells that we can change a little bit to make into our class. Remember, the Stone Arms, I wanted to be hyper defensive and tanky, so we'll do this. And I could pull from other sources too that I normally wouldn't pull for because we're going to change the wording and it's not going to exactly work like a spell. Let's see here. What do we got? That's going to be nice and tanky. Let me just look at well, let's sort by skills. Aid, Lesser Restoration, Warning Blonde. Nothing huge there. Conjuration, Beast Sense, Detect Thoughts, Locate Object. Mind Spike's a cool spell. See Invisibility. You know, we could do Tremor Sense. I don't think I gave my guy Tremor Sense in this. So Tremor Sense, if you're not familiar with what it does, why don't we take a look at our Monsters Manual. Okay, got my Monster Manual. Let's take a look at Tremor Sense just to refresh ourselves on what it is. Monster with Tremor Sense can detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations within a specific radius, provided that the monster and the source of the vibrations are in contact with the same ground or substance. Tremor Sense can't be used to detect flying or incorporeal creatures. Many burrowing creatures have Tremor Sense. Okay, cool. So basically, we want to give him a power where he can see for a certain period of time with this power. The closest things we have to that are going to be, let's see, I think Dark Vision's a 2nd level spell. You get that for 8 hours, so that's pretty useful. And See Invisibility too is really what this is going to help us do, and that gives us 1 hour. So I think we can give ourselves Tremor Sense for 1 hour and be perfectly fine and balanced. So let's go ahead and write in how that will look. We want to capture some of the same dialogue as it's written there, and also make sure that we remind people on a little bit of what Tremor Sense is to go with it. So let's see, lost my page again. Okay, let's see, Tremor Sense. We're just going to go from our Monsters Manual and pretty much grab a lot of the text that's in there to make sure that people understand how exactly it works. You can use your Channel Divinity to detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations. As a bonus action, you gain Tremor Sense out to 60 feet for 1 hour. So there we go. So you can use your Channel Divinity to detect and pinpoint the origin of vibrations. As a bonus action, you gain Tremor Sense out to 60 feet for 1 hour. Boom, we're done. Pretty cool. All right. let's have some sort of that's our utility feature. Let's get some sort of damage healing or defensive ability. None of these abjuration ones like really got me excited. Unfortunately, abjuration. Cloud of Daggers is kind of cool. Maybe we can make something that's similar to that. It's not in the SRD, but again, like I said, that's fine because we are going to be working outside of our. We can work outside of it a little bit, and I'm not going to exactly copy Cloud of Daggers. I think creating some sort of like dusty force field might be kind of cool. You know, to create a defense mode around our homeboy or homegirl. Alright, so Cloud of Daggers says, fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range. A creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area. So, we're going to say, let's call it a sphere of gravel. Or torrent of earth. Earth torrent. There you go. Earth torrent. You can, as a bonus action, you can use your channel divinity to create a sphere of swirling rocks and dust that extends from you 10 feet in all directions. A creature takes 44 bludgeoning damage when it enters the sphere for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. The sphere lasts as long as you concentrate on it, as if concentrating on a spell up to 1 minute. Let's actually give it a little bit of leveling ability too. So we remember earlier the hit points gained from that one ability was 2d8 plus your level. What we want to do is take the average of 2d8, which is going to be 9, and that's pretty close to what we have here. So 44 plus your level in this class takes bludgeoning damage equal to, there we go. So we got Earth Torrent, sort of like a don't mess with me kind of thing, and since it's got 10 feet in all directions too, you can how about each creature of your choice, that way you won't hurt yourself and you won't hurt your pals. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so that is our third level feature. We've got only 2 more to go, so I think we'll save those for the next video, and that'll be our 4th and final part of this, and we'll be all done with our brand new Paladin Oath of the Stone Arms class. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. This will be appearing in my Pexius Guide to Omiria, which is going to be live on Kickstarter on May 5th of 2021 at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to click the link and follow so that you can get in on it early. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.